Ritesh, please proceed.
Okay, sir. Good evening, everyone. This is Ritesh, third ECB student. Today we are having the session on these leading edge technologies of the industries. Today we have this program from 22nd of this month to the 7th of this 7th of the next month. That is July 7th, June 7th. We have this program every day for 30 hours from 6 to 8 p.m. In this, the industry experts from the different categories will give their experience, share the experience with you, so that you can aware from about these technologies, and you can get an idea. And if you want to further research or further know about this, you can approach us. We are IET Student Forum. We will direct us faculty have the packet schedules. You can approach us. We will ensure that we'll connect you to this faculty to the regarding the technologies you have the doubt. And now our faculty will continue regarding the session. Anil sir, please proceed. Hello, ma'am. Streaming ఆగిపోయింది
సార్ మా 1 సెకండ్.
ఓకే.
రితేష్ స్ట్రీమింగ్ ఉందా?
మేము ఏమన్నా మిస్ అయ్యాం? లేదు మ్యామ్, ఏమన్నా మిస్ అయ్యామా? ఏమన్నా చెప్పాల్సింది ఇంకేమన్నా?
మిస్ అంటే ఐ రిక్వెస్ట్ అవర్ హెచ్ఓడి టు అడ్రస్ ద స్టూడెంట్స్ అని చెప్పండి.
ఓకే,
అనిల్
ఓకే.
సార్
అంటే స్ట్రీమింగ్ అయిపోయింది. నేను చెప్పా లోపల.
ఓకే, ఓకే. ఇస్తారు చూడు.
ఓకే.
గోయింగ్ ఆన్ లైవ్ నువ్వు ఇవ్వచ్చు అంట రితేష్.
I request our HOD, Dr. V. Vijay Kishore sir, to continue and to give you speak some words about this issue. Sir, could you please switch on the mic, sir?
Yeah, good evening to all. Welcome to the program of Leading Technologies. And the main motto of this program is to make the students aware of the leading or cutting edge technologies, which many of you are familiar, but to our knowledge, you don't have a full depth of the concepts and all this. So in this program, what we have planned is that to make you understand the basics, which are very essential for an electronics and communication and electronics and instrumentation engineers. And hope this program will benefit to all the students in a lot. And hope these knowledge which you are gaining through this will be useful for you in placement related activities to interviews and all these things. Not only that, these kind of programs are very much to the students, and we are very much interested to conduct or organize all these type of programs. The only thing is you have to come forward and you have to mention about the areas, specific areas, or the areas of interest which you want to learn from. So that's all, and hope all will get benefited. All the best, and don't keep the mobile on and leave. Okay, so try to grab this opportunity at least to gain some minimum knowledge which may be useful in some context of your life. Thank you very much. So feedback link will be given, and everything will be given in the chat box, and we expect that each student should give the feedback, and at the end of this program we will be distributing all the certificates based upon the attendance and all these things. So try to make it compulsory. It may be around 1 hour. It may start around from 6 to 8, or sometimes it will be informed later. Okay, so everything will be followed by a special talk and all these things, and we want your cooperation too. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Ritesh, please continue.
15 most incredible emerging technologies. Number 15, spin launch. There's been a lot of focus in recent years on private space companies and their quest to develop vehicles that can take paying customers into orbit. But the reality is that, especially with the pollution that traditional spaceflight creates, these advances won't make a difference to people other than billionaires for quite some time. There is, however, a lesser-known company that's making huge strides at making space technologies far cheaper, greener, and easier to access. It's just that their focus is on satellites and not on human travel. Known as spin launch, the concept is actually rather simple, although it is, of course, extremely complicated to put into practice. Founded in 2014 and funded by large companies such as Airbus and Google, they are building a kinetic energy launch system to insert satellites into orbit instead of relying on chemical rockets. To do this, they have designed a vacuum-sealed centrifuge that will spin objects around before releasing them into space at speeds of up to 5,000 miles per hour. And once they reach a suborbital height, a traditional rocket booster can take over. This concept significantly reduces the amount of fuel that needs to be burned, and to make it even better, all of the energy used to power the centrifuge is derived from green sources, such as solar and wind. The company has even proved that most traditional satellite components are able to withstand the 10,000 Gs that they'll be subjected to during a launch, and even projects that it will cost less than $500,000 to send one into space, as opposed to the tens of millions it currently does. With the test version already built and conducting launches, they hope the full-size device will be ready within a few years, and this could permanently revolutionize satellite launches. Number 14, graphene. Industry is continually looking for new materials to offer stronger and more reliable performance, but the next game-changing development is expected to be graphene. It's a substance that's long been theorized to exist, but has proven to be so complicated to manufacture that it's taken until now to become feasible. As the name would suggest, it is derived from graphite, which is the material you'll be familiar with that's used in pencils. Made entirely from carbon atoms, graphite is a three-dimensional structure. But the exciting thing about graphene is that it's two-dimensional. What this means is that the carbon is arranged perfectly in a hexagonal honeycomb formation that's only 0.3 nanometers thick, and there's just 0.1 nanometers between each of the atoms. In practice, this new arrangement offers huge benefits that are only just starting to be fully understood. Graphene can conduct electricity far more efficiently than copper, for example. It's also 200 times stronger than steel, but 6 times lighter. It's almost completely transparent because it only absorbs 2% of light, and it's impermeable to gases, even the lightest ones. And it can also have chemical components added to the surface to alter its properties. Researchers see graphene more as a platform that developers will be able to arrange in a way that plays to their needs. It could, for example, revolutionize touchscreen technologies, be incorporated to make lighter composite materials, and has a number of uses in electronics too. The possibilities are truly endless, and it's expected to be possible to produce it in commercial quantities within the next decade. Number 13, GPS-3. First beginning in 1973 and completed in 1993, the American GPS satellite network was the first global navigation system and revolutionized the way that everyone determines where they are on Earth. At first, the benefits were envisaged for militaries, but the technology has now had an impact on all of our lives, from the way certain electronics works to sat-nav systems and location-based tracking. The problem with GPS, though, is that the original 24 satellites, along with further ones that were subsequently added, don't provide a perfect resolution and are only accurate to within a few feet. They also don't provide full coverage around the world, as anyone who has tried to use location tracking in mountainous areas or dense urban environments will know, and the signals are actually relatively simple to block, which is a constant threat for military use. There is therefore huge demand for improving the system, and the technology has already been developed to do this. Known as GPS-3 and built by Lockheed Martin, the satellites are already being launched and are expected to have fully upgraded the network within a few years. When the project is complete, the signals will be far more precise than now and 8 times stronger, so they can't be blocked, resulting in improved safety, signal integrity, and far greater accuracy. Number 12, floating farms. As the world's population continues to grow, one of the biggest problems we face right now is how to produce enough food to satisfy everyone's needs. Amazingly, an estimated 30% of the global land surface is dedicated to agriculture, and a third of that is used for crops, and the remaining two-thirds is used for grazing livestock. And this not only restricts the potential areas for inhabitation, but also encourages large-scale deforestation and habitat change to create more farmland. Some companies are looking for alternatives to this, and while you may have heard of vertical farms that look to improve the yield for the same size plot of land, others are looking at far more radical solutions. One is the idea of floating farms, which can involve building huge complexes that sit on the surface of the ocean, can be moved to where they're needed, and crucially are temporary. They make use of areas that wouldn't be used for anything else and turn it into a profitable commodity. Incredibly, one of these has already been in operation for several years in the port of Rotterdam in the Netherlands, where a company called Belladon has built a floating platform designed to farm 40 Meuse Rhine Issel cows that are all milked by robots. By producing the product as close to the end consumers as possible, they're reducing transport costs too. And they also plan to be able to install floating farms in regions that have suffered from disasters to get food production up and running far quicker than would otherwise be possible. Number 11, edge computing. The way we use computers has changed significantly in the past few decades, and so has the way technology is designed to give us the best service. At first, everything was done on a singular device in our homes, and now we mainly use cloud computing, whereby most activities from our emails to documents and virtually everything else is held online, and our devices are essentially windows that grant us access to this. The problem with cloud computing, however, is that most companies rely on the infrastructure of just a few cloud providers: Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and IBM, with Amazon alone accounting for 47% of the market. Quite simply, everything that can be moved onto the cloud has pretty much been done so already, and there's very little room to grow in that space. So others have been looking at the so-called edge of the cloud. What this really means is that they're exploring ways to bring the processing and storage of the cloud geographically closer to where the user is in order to improve the experience. Rather than just relying on a few data centers, it will see more work done locally, and the idea is that this will significantly reduce latency, will also improve privacy and security, and will help reduce the bandwidth being used so the infrastructure doesn't buckle under the pressure of increased usage. In many ways, it may seem as if it's going back on the idea of cloud computing, but it's really harnessing it to fuller effect. If fingerprint or facial authorization is dealt with directly by your smartphone rather than waiting for a server to reply, you'll be able to access your online content much easier. Similarly, self-driving cars are currently the best example of edge computing. Rather than waiting for a server's response, it can function independently, but at the same time needs to be centrally controlled so it's automatically updated, and so the algorithms can be improved. Number 10, self-healing concrete. Concrete is one of the most important construction materials that's used around the world, and is second to water in terms of the most consumed material. Amazingly, twice as much concrete is used in construction than everything else combined. This works out to be the equivalent of more than 3 tons per person in the world each year. The problem is that even though it's a tough and durable material, it's susceptible to wear and tear and can develop cracks and holes that affect its stability. In the long term, this means that it either needs to be maintained or replaced to avoid disaster, which can be a costly endeavor. But researchers have come up with a new solution: self-healing concrete. By adding bacterial spores to the concrete mix, along with a food source like yeast extract, an amazing thing happens. When the concrete cracks, the bacteria are exposed to oxygen and water and begin to consume the food and multiply, and then produce calcium carbonate or limestone as a byproduct. This in turn seals the crack again, and if done right, means that you won't even be able to see where the crack had formed in the first place. For small openings, the process can be completed with around 14 days, and it'll prevent them from widening and becoming a greater problem. Soon, it's expected that virtually all concrete will incorporate technology like this, and the days of potentially dangerous faults will be over. Number 9, hydrogen fuel cells. The automotive industry is going through its biggest change in living memory, with virtually every manufacturer trying to develop their own technologies to reduce the reliance on fossil fuels. And while electric and battery concepts seem to be the way forwards, they certainly aren't a magic bullet. There's concern surrounding the provision of green electricity to all that need it, and the fact that our electrical grids simply aren't designed to handle the loads that will be required. Even if this was sorted, there's also the fact that batteries are relatively very heavy for the amount of charge that they can hold. And while they may be suitable for cars, they're not yet at a place where they're viable for larger trucks, ships, or planes. That's why another solution is needed, and the most likely candidate is hydrogen fuel. Hydrogen itself can be produced by a range of methods, such as natural gas, nuclear power, biomass, and even other renewable energies. And when it's used, the only byproduct is water. In the UK, a concept train has already been fitted with hydrogen cells, and it's undergoing tests, while aircraft manufacturers such as Airbus see this as a far more viable target in the near future than full electrification, and car companies too are looking at how it can be used. The technology is approaching the stage where it's possible across a range of applications, and it's only a matter of time until it's commonplace. Number 8. Satellite constellations. As the cost of launching satellites into orbit reduces, and with the improvement in component design and the potential uses of space technology, a number of big tech companies are now exploring the feasibility of creating their own satellite constellations. The idea of a network of satellites to perform a role isn't exactly new. After all, there are already 6 different navigational satellite constellations like GPS, and a number of one-way and two-way communication satellite constellations. But these have traditionally only used a few dozen nodes to operate. Recently, SpaceX has been creating a constellation of its own called Starlink, which will, when it's completed, provide internet access across most of the planet. Amazingly, this involves positioning as many as 12,000 in orbit to give optimal coverage. And while the company may be paving the way, it's not the only organization looking at doing this. Boeing, OneWeb, and Amazon are also looking to develop their own constellations to provide internet access, and this is just scratching the surface of what they can be used for. If you look up when it's dark, you might just be able to see some of these satellites already, and if progress continues at the current rate, the night sky may soon be full of them. Number 7. GPT-3. Tech companies around the world are in a race to develop the first full artificial intelligence, but there are steps along the way that arguably are going to be far more impactful on the technology around us and how we live our lives. One of these concepts is the idea of deep learning, whereby computer algorithms can analyze past behavior and automatically find solutions to improve performance. One of the most interesting forms of this is called GPT-3. Developed by OpenAI, it's the 3rd generation of a language prediction model, and the idea is that based on learning by itself, it's able to write text in the same way as a human does. It's one of the most difficult types of human imitation, and this latest attempt is almost unbelievable. Based on initial studies, it's virtually impossible to differentiate between something written by GPT-3.
Technology refers to the application of knowledge for the betterment of human society. Over thousands of years, technology has evolved, providing humans with major comfort. From creating the telephone to the world of tablets and phones, from making computers to developing highly intellectual robots, technology has been evolving in almost all possible fields, providing various job opportunities that are continuously growing day by day. In this video, let's discuss some of the best technologies for the coming year. Yes, you heard it right. We will focus on the top 10 technologies to learn for 2023. Stick to the end of the video to know which is the most trending technology of 2023. But before we begin, consider subscribing to our channel, Simply Learn, and hit the bell icon to never miss any updates. So, if you are a tech geek, here's a question for you. What was the first digitally operated and programmable robot called? Here are the options: Unicorn, Unimate, Univac, ENIAC. Let us know your answer in the comment section below. So without any further delay, let's check the technology which is at number 10 on our list. 10. Extended reality. Extended reality, or XR, covers everything that falls under augmented reality, AR, virtual reality, VR, mixed reality, MR, or anything in between. Businesses and major industries like entertainment, marketing, and design benefit massively from extended reality frameworks. According to Globe Newswire, the extended reality market is set to grow from $26 billion in 2020 to as high as $397 billion by 2026, boasting a CAGR of 57.91%. With technological giants like Google, Samsung, and Apple looking for extended reality experts regularly, the demand for trained professionals in this domain has grown substantially, boasting average salaries of $68,000 to $102,000 annually. Let's unlock the next technology trending at number 9. Edge computing, more of architecture rather than technology. Edge computing is a distributed computing pattern that brings data storage and computation closer to the data source, thereby improving the response time and saving the bandwidth. It's considered an important factor for the success of the 5G and IoT industries. As per reports, edge computing is estimated to reach $101.3 billion with a CAGR of 17.8%. Thanks to an exponential increase in the job market, big names like Amazon, HP, and IBM hire edge computing experts with an average salary estimated at $170,000 per annum. The next technology on this list is 5G and Wi-Fi 6. We live in a world where massive amounts of data need to be transmitted quickly. With the increased adoption of video conferencing needing reliable connection and higher bandwidth, this is where 5G and Wi-Fi 6 comes into play. 5G networks are slated to have more than 1.7 billion global customers by 2025. According to the GSM Association, with the major players being Samsung, Cisco, and Nokia, among others. The worldwide market for 5G is also anticipating growth with CAGR of 67.1%, propelling newer technologies like IoT and virtual reality into mass production for the public. Wi-Fi 6, on the other hand, provides improved security and high internet speed even when congested. It is expected to grow from $11.5 billion in 2022 to $26.2 billion by 2027 with CAGR of 17.9%. Up next, we have blockchain. Blockchain is now revolutionizing every sector from banking and healthcare to politics. These are a few industries that may profit from establishing a decentralized digital ledger that monitors and saves data in several locations, making forgeries difficult. Companies that use blockchain are HSBC, Barclays, Walmart, and Pfizer, to name a few. Blockchain developers need to know cryptography, data structures, and computer networking. According to reports, by 2023, the market evaluation of blockchain is expected to reach $19.9 billion with a CAGR of 42.8%, with the rise of NFT creators are earning vast amounts of money. Next on our list is cybersecurity and digital trust. Several organizations have fallen prey to cyber attacks, including big names like Facebook, LinkedIn, and Yahoo. The onset of the COVID-19 pandemic has triggered a rise in the number of cyber attacks across the globe. Hence, the field of cybersecurity holds paramount importance in today's times. A few of the best cybersecurity companies are Cisco, Microsoft, McAfee, and IBM. Knowledge of operating systems, networking, and virtualizations are must-knows in the cybersecurity domain. Recent reports suggest that the global cybersecurity market size is expected to reach $31.82 billion by the end of 2023, with a CAGR of 15.2%. The technology trending on number 5 is robotics and automation. Robotics is an influential industry gaining momentum over time. In the coming years, robotics will offer a lot to the world, like smart factories, the adoption of agile robotics and cobots, to name a few. Some companies actively working in the field of robotics are Boston Dynamics and Universal Robots. Some core robotic skills you need to possess are Python, MATLAB, problem solving, mathematics, and machine learning. The global robotics market is estimated to reach $70.84 million by the end of 2023, with a CAGR of 10.5%. At number 4, we have IoT, Internet of Things. Quickly becoming an integral part of our lives, IoT, or the Internet of Things, is a futuristic technology recognized for its social and technological marvels. IoT devices are increasing by almost 31% yearly, and according to reports, there will be 30 billion IoT devices by 2022. The number of active devices is estimated to double by the end of 2023. IoT has aided firms in improving customer service, streamlining operations, and increasing profits. Mindtree, IBM, GE Digital, and Verizon are a few companies getting more involved with IoT. The top in-demand IoT skills are machine learning and AI, Python, JavaScript, Big Data, and Node.js. According to reports, it is estimated that the market value will reach or even exceed $566.4 billion by the end of 2027 with a CAGR of 6.7%. Now, coming to the top three, we have quantum computing. Quantum computing uses the properties of quantum physics to perform calculations and simulations that would not be possible on a traditional machine. While not just a research experiment anymore, quantum computing is a tool changing the face of several industries, including medicine, biology, and climate change. Big names like Microsoft, Google, IBM, and Intel are in the race to build quantum computing tools. To learn quantum computing, you need to know programming, mathematics, mechanics, scientific computing, and algorithms. Reports state that the quantum computing market is estimated to reach $411.4 million by 2026 with a CAGR of 24.2%. At the runner-up position, we have proof of work and proof of stake. Decentralized cryptocurrency networks must ensure that transactions are carried out safely and securely without a centralized organization like Visa or PayPal. To accomplish this, networks use a technology known as a consensus mechanism. Proof of work and proof of stake are the two consensus mechanisms that enable all the computers in a crypto network to concur on which transactions are valid. Proof of work is the older one of them, used by Bitcoin, Ethereum 1.0. It uses mining by miners around the world. And proof of stake is the newer consensus mechanism that powers Ethereum 2.0, Cardano, Tezos, which employs a network of validators to validate the new transaction, update the blockchain, and earn a reward. To excel in this technology, you should have proficiency in at least one high-level programming language, a solid grasp of cryptography and security principles, knowledge of smart contracts, and familiarity with algorithms and data structures. According to statistics, it is estimated that the market value will reach $69 billion by the end of 2030. And the technology that has taken the world by storm, ranking at number 1, is AI as a service. Gone are the days when you needed a hard copy of a map to travel to your favorite place, as Google Maps has efficiently replaced them with its powerful AI. AI, or artificial intelligence, is the top most trending technology today. It enables machines to think and act like humans. Now, talking about AI as a service, AIaaS is a third-party offering, AI services which help individuals and organizations to conduct AI experiments at low cost. Some top companies using AI as their core technology include Google, Amazon, Apple, and Microsoft. The market value of AI is projected to reach $42.4 billion with a CAGR of 29.75%. That concludes our list of the top 10 technologies for the year 2023. So if you plan to educate yourself and get trained in any of these technologies, check out Simplilearn's bootcamps. Link will be in the description box below. If you like this video, give this a thumbs up, consider subscribing to our channel, and hit the bell icon to never miss any updates from Simplilearn. Stay tuned for more interesting videos by Simplilearn, and thanks for watching.
Hello everyone. after you have a great session on the different technologies. Now our faculty, Dr. B.B. Satyanarayan sir, Professor School of Engineering MBU, will have a special talk over the topic.
Hello.
So please continue. Hello everyone. This is Ritesh. Now after we have very good tutorials regarding these different technologies. Now we have a special talk regarding the topic of the technologies by our professor Dr. V.V. Satyanarayan sir, MBU School of Engineering. Now sir will take over the session. Thank you.
Is it visible and audible? Yes, is it audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, my screen is visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Good evening, all. And this lecture is on cutting edge technologies pertaining to engineering and technology only. And I will limit my talk only to EC only. So there are many other cutting edge technologies that we will be discussing here. Cutting edge technology refers to the latest and most advanced tools or techniques and platforms. That to here you need to clearly understand here the latest and the most advanced tools means these are under development. Here you need to consider these things. These are clearly these are the advanced tools, but and also the platforms. These are under development stage. Okay, and why these are under development, I will be telling you, right? That are currently available with the industry. So this is not a new one, but these are the available with the industry and now being adopted. See, like that of AI, which is a cutting edge technology, and that is being adopted now by Coca-Cola. See, that is one of the how they are being implemented. I will be letting you know, right? The term is sometimes referred and it is contrasted with bleeding edge, which refers to the technologies that are so new that aren't quite ready for mass adoption. These are being tested. That's why I have told you these are being tested and these are not being massively adopted by all the industries. This is one of the important point you need to note it down. So all the cutting edge technologies that you refer are not currently being ready for the mass adoption here. Okay. So the cutting edge technologies offer significant benefits such as improved performance, efficiency, access to new and advanced features, and a competitive advantage in the market. And I will be discussing in the last what are the pros and cons in detail. Okay, now coming to the first technology, what we know is the artificial intelligence. This is a software developed version with an advanced automation, advanced algorithms that can test code to identify and fix bugs. Basically, this is developed to do so. So this is the one to identify and fix the bugs. This everyone knows that there is a testing tool for that one. Okay, this is a simple thing, like that of a testing tool where automated testing is being done. Where what you will be doing in that automated testing, you will be giving some predefined input. Input is predefined there. Like that of, let us say, x plus y is equal to z. So x and y will be, let us say, 2, 3. So the output will be 5. If the same is given, If it is 6, it is wrong. So this is an automated testing where the predefined inputs are being assigned there. And here, this is being adopted everywhere, like that of module testing. So this has been enhanced to the system level now. That has become a system where it will be generating the code today such that the application, whatever you define, will be identifying whatever the code, whatever the application or the inputs that you are giving, and that is being developed here by the software people, right? This is the one. So these are the techniques. So in artificial intelligence, these are being carried out right now, and this is greatly augmented by the output of human programmers. So this is being widely used right now. So this is the version where we are using the artificial intelligence initially, but currently the trend has changed in such a way that the systems are well developed in such a way that if you see a car, okay, let us say this is the parking position, and if a car has arrived here, okay, if a car has arrived and I am asking this car to automatically park over here, so this must have that intelligence where it will be identifying this block, okay, where it has to park. Actually, let us say here another car is there, so it has to identify where it has to park this car based on the coordinates that here. So it has to identify the area, the region, how much long it has to go, then come back over here and park itself. This has been implemented by Skoda. Right now it is available in India as well. Okay, this is the artificial intelligence that we are giving it. Okay, and this is a programmed version, right? This is one of the best example for artificial intelligence. Next one, coming to the low code. Nowadays, whatever we are implementing that are not deployed on a server-based systems. Server-based systems. Let us say I want to implement a recognitions, human recognition or person recognition system, where this is a human recognition system where the system will be recognizing 1 in 130 crores. 130 crores. Is it possible to do with a normal system? No. So if I want to implement it on in a remote place, then it is not possible. So there the code complexity comes into picture. So we need to provide a low code systems. And again, these are whatever the softwares that you are developing. Let us say some signal processing software. These are being deployed on some DSP processors, where you might have studied some DSP processors. So these processors require these low code complexity solutions such that these softwares or code can be implemented without any heat up or hanging of the system that will be taking place if the code complexity increases. So as the code complexity increases, two things comes into picture. First one is memory requirements increases. Memory requirements increases. Next one is computational complexity also increases. Computational complexity also increases. So based on these two parameters, so people are going for low code versions. These platforms allow the business users and developers to create applications much faster than the traditional coding methods by using GUIs, graphical user interface. So you need to have apps like that. So when compared to the existing system where heavy applications will be designed, you will be developing apps which will be deployed in a mobile which are having low code complexity. So it's not a heavy application, it's a lightweight application. These are the lightweight applications where it will be running on a simple mobile, right? So even non-programmers can create that much small, lightweight, but powerful apps just by drag and drop functional elements. These are the cutting edge technology. This is one of the edge technology which is required right now for all the programs. In the coming days, it has to be implemented in a small fan or in a simple mouse or in a simple mixer or any grinder somewhere where you will be linking with the IoT. Okay, so that is the main requirement. So this is the second one where you are concentrating upon. Third one, Third one is the serverless computing. Now, I want to develop some secured based system where I require some, for example, as I have told you, 1 in 130 crores. If I want to deploy such a system, I cannot have a server of that much. So I will be moving to the cloud. So people are moving to the cloud right now to have an efficient code development and driving down to drive down the cost. So I can build a system there in the cloud with whatever the feasible requirements that I require. Let us say I require a Core i7 processor, parallel stream of 10 processors with 128 GB RAM. So I can build such a system there so that I can have this application there itself. So for that, we are going for serverless computing, and that's because it eliminates the need to provision, manage, scale servers, reducing the infrastructure costs, and allowing the organization to only pay for the resources that I use. So Amazon, all these servers they will be charging on based on usage, how much you are using. Initially, they will be charging something, but after that, you will be charged only based on your usage. Remaining time that will be accessed by someone else. So you don't need to pay any money for that one. It also gives skilled employees more time to focus on their code, not dealing with the hardware issues. There are no hardware requirements right now from our side. So I can sit here and I can control the PC with my client here itself. Let us say assume that the cloud is the server there. This is one of the edge technology. Now the question comes here that maintenance of these security in the cloud is one of the area where one can concentrate upon security. Okay, and again any issues, speed up issues, data tracking, all these are the areas where you can concentrate upon to have some research on that. Next one, microservices. Instead of building giant monolithic apps services, there is a recent push in the Break software solutions into an array of microservices that all work together seamlessly, so that by distributing an application component across the multiple services, microservices help to ensure that the applications continue to function even when component fails, improving the overall resilience, that is the safety of the app. So all these apps will be combined. So you will be having some microservice. This works like that of a blockchain. This works like that of a blockchain where all these data will be combined, and each app will be accessing different services. Like that of all apps will be accessing our Google data, provided if you give the permission, so that it will be having some details of the person who is accessing that particular app. Okay. Next one is NLP. You know what is machine learning? So machine is trained to do some this AI based task. So AI and machine learning combined, which will be you will be developing an enhanced software development tool for natural language processing. Let us say I'm speaking. Now it has to type. Okay. Another example for that one is, let us say if I move to some other country, there the board is like this. Something it has been written. I don't know the language. Now, if I can develop a tool which will be scanning this one and convert back or translate back to my original language, then this is nothing but the language processing. So these systems attempt to understand the input text much the same way the humans can. So NLP algorithms are being used by the developers to classify, analyze the text, helping them to extract insights from the large data sets, build apps so that they intelligently give the outputs based on the inputs that you provide. So these are the basic NLP based algorithms. And based on this, you can translate the old versions of the documents or palm leaves, from which you can identify what the scriber has written. You can identify who the scribe is, what he has written. Previously, there are many ways of representing the data. Previously, they used to sit somewhere, draw some graphs like this that represent some data. We don't know what it actually represents. So if we can convert this into data, then we can analyze that one, have some analysis on that, and it may result into something new. Coming to the other types of edge technologies, there are various types of cutting edge technologies that we have right now. First one in that the augmented reality is the one. Another one is the augmented reality, where everyone knows this is called as AR, and the another component is VR, virtual reality. So the augmented reality refers to the ability to overlay the information on a live video feed of the world. Currently, a program known as Augmented ID. There is a program called as Augmented ID. This is being developed to help direct people to geotagged Twitters on their friends list on Twitter, as well as nearest pubs or restaurants by pointing their cameras in whatever direction they want. Basically, this technology works with personal dynamic GPS system. Next type of cutting edge is the 3D gaming. 3D gaming. Many of you have played in the gaming zone in Tirupati. There is a gaming zone over here where this 3D gaming involves wearing a pair of 3D sunglasses that can make two-dimensional objects look as if they are three-dimensional. Today, if the laptop that allows 3D gaming, that itself has a polarized screen, a technology that adds some depth to the DirectX gaming. Next one is 2D to 3D converting device. So I require a device where I want to see, let us say, if you want to build a house, you can see only a 2D structural diagram. But if I want to see a 3D structural diagram, then such a requirement is necessary. So there you'll be seeing the wall depth, the placement of the components in the house, and other things. Next one is streaming game technology. Next type is streaming game technology. The idea behind this is hosting all the game's data on a central server, much like that of the technology used by MARFs. The difference between this technology and the technology used by MARFs is that rendering engine is not on the PC of the user. Here, we are not using any PC of the user, but we are using the other way on the cloud or the server. Next edge, cutting edge is the social television, which are now being developed and fuse televisions with the working of the social networks. With this technology, people can use their televisions to comment on live events the way they use their laptops and smartphones to access their social networking sites such as Facebook and Twitter. This is another one which is being developed. Next one is 3D metal printing. Next concept is 3D metal printing. Let us say I have a old clock with me, which is having a screw like this, so which is not available right now. So in the market, this type of screw may not be available. So what I will be doing is I will be giving it to this metal printing, which will be providing the screw. So these 3D metal printers are being simplified for the process and could change the coming days of going to the lathe, developing the things. Rather than that, you can easily go with this. Next one is the 6-core processors are being coming, like that of Core i7. These are the upgrade version of the quad-core processors. Next one, cutting edge, is the deep data mining. Deep data mining. This refers to the strategy of data collection that involves analyzing patterns as well as predicting and influencing behavior. This technology will soon help the commercial and government enterprise to predict the psychological profiles of individuals, the way they analyze the internet users' personalities through their favorite movies and music. The purpose of this technology is to understand human nature more easily. So this was deployed for that. Okay. Next one, coming to that one. Next is the neural interfaces. Next one is the neural interface. The idea behind this technology is providing humans with the ability to hook their brains directly into the internet. Giant leap into the realm of wetware recently possible by the bionic eye, which was being approved by FDA. Neural interface involves brainwave mapping, which refers to the process of controlling remote robots directly from the neural impulses. This will be cutting edge for changing the robot's direction as well as controlling by sitting somewhere else. Next one is precision agriculture. Majority of the mechanical engineers are concentrating now on this to develop tools for to cut the weeds. They are developing small tools and small drones to control the movement of the various things there. And some of the professors in the nearby college, they are also doing their work on this, where they are purely mechanical. They are developing some drones such that they can throw that one, that is the pesticides, without using any manpower. So the time in consumption also reduces. Next one is the quantum teleportation or the quantum computing. This is related to the quantum state from one location to another location, making it possible that the out of ordinary phenomenon dubbed as entanglement. This phenomenon is the link that exists between the certain particles even when they are separated in the space. Quantum teleportation will soon revolutionize the speed of communication. So the coming days, this will take the charge, quantum computing, and which is based on this quantum physics. Okay, this will be the edge one again. So based on all these technologies, now let us see the pros and cons of this one. First one is the improved performance and efficiency. So based on these technologies, the performance of the system will be improving and the efficiency also will be improving. First one is the improved performance and efficiency. So newer technologies are designed to offer faster, more efficient solutions to common problems in the industry, making it easier for the developers to produce high quality designs within less time, so that this can accelerate the time to market, lower development costs, and improved user experience. Next one is access to the new features and advanced features. So next one is the access to the new and advanced features. With the continuous evolution of this technology, new features are being developed all the time. By using these cutting-edge technologies, businesses can take advantage of these advancements. For example, the use of artificial intelligence and machine learning that are being used right now in the ChatGPT. So this will be enhancing the software development. Next one is a competitive advantage in the market. So by staying ahead of the curve and using the latest technologies, businesses can differentiate themselves from their competitors. and other differentiated solutions to their customers, all of which will be helping to increase the market share, brand recognition, improving the customer satisfaction based on the customer feedback, change the design again so that new features can be added so that improved performance efficiency can be achieved again. Now coming to the drawbacks over here. So these are the advantages. Coming to the drawbacks, adoption and the implementation cost. First thing is, if I adopt a new one, I need to change that one. Adoption and implementation costs. So new technologies, they require the significant investment in time, money, and resources. All these may not be compatible with the existing systems and processes. So they require some significant resources, effort to integrate them into the existing infrastructure. So without changing the infrastructure, if we can have something new, that will be the better one. Next one is the maturity and stability issues. So lack of maturity of the design. So if the design is being sent immediately, so lack of maturity and stability. The device may not be having that much stability. So maturity and stability issues will be there, which makes the technology to be untrustworthy. Next one is the limited community support. With the lack of developers in that particular area, somebody who is not doing or who is not having any hands-on experience on that may be there. So community support will not be there. So based on these things, so the businesses have to keep on pace with the existing techniques or the technology so that they can be they can implement the newer versions on the existing ones, provided if they can implement it over the existing infrastructure without any changing in the cost. So that's why if the majority of the companies are proposing in such a way that with the existing infrastructure, the new technology or cutting edge technology can be implemented or not. That is being a challenge. So for that, what they are doing is that same infrastructure is being created on the cloud, and they will be paying only for that one, and the remaining things are being carried out here at the client side. In that way also, the companies are switching over to the new cutting edge technologies. With that, I'm closing my session over here, and thank you very much for patient listening. Thank you all.
I thank you, sir, on behalf of all the participants and students who participated. Most of the things that are discussed today are new to many students. One more thing for the students, your participations matters a lot. Since our department put efforts to make you aware and industry fit, without your participation, the efforts turns to be useless. And we'll be back with another session tomorrow. Thank you.
1 second, Ritesh.
Yeah,
Hello.
ma'am.
Okay. Sir, we are very thankful for Professor Satyanarayana for accepting our request in a very short span, and he has delivered an elaborate session out of all his knowledge. Hope all of you will have a better use of this session, as Professor has given a lot of awareness to all of you, and with most of his the leading technologies. Hope this will be useful for you in further studies and also for implementing your project ideas. I'm sorry to say some of the students are misusing this platform. Hope this will not be repeated once again. Once again, I'm very thankful to you, sir. And I'm also thankful to all our faculty members for having been a part of this program in the next further days. Thank you so much, sir. And thank you, Ritesh and Jayant, being student coordinators of IETE. You have been taking your lot of part in conducting the event along with us. Thank you. Thank you so much. For today, we'll be ending this session. Thank you, Anil, for such a wonderful streaming and for